Hey Magic fans, and welcome to the Let's Talk Magic podcast game day preview. We are talking game day number 55 for the Orlando Magic, and tonight is the second night of a back-to-back for Orlando, and the Magic host the Knicks, a meeting of the 4th and 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. It's also Orlando's last game before the All-Star break. Venue, Kia Centre as usual for the Magic. UK tip time, we are back to the normal midnight for the UK and 7 p.m. in Orlando. To watch in the UK here, you are going to need an active NBA League Pass subscription. The good news is we are back to the good guys of David Steele, Jeff Turner and Dante Marcatelli with the commentary as opposed to TNT's presentation last night. We'll leave it at that. Let's go on to the Orlando Magic first of all. Record of the season so far, 29 and 25. We've lost our last game and are 6 and 4 in the last 10 played. Home record is 17 and 8, 17 and 7 in the Kia Centre itself. We are back to the 8th seed in the East, so we are tied on record with Miami Heat, who are in 7th. Points per game, scoring 111.6, conceding 111.1. Ranked offensively at 24th still, and defensively at 4th. Nothing changed from there. Last night, we took on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and in all honesty, the home court loss against the Thunder by 127-113. We were simply beaten by a better team. They are further along the road of development than ourselves. It may only be one game, but I thought Oklahoma showed up some of our current shortcomings, along with one or two mistakes, far too many turnovers again, and those sorts of things hurt us. The Magic led early by 11, but once the Thunder City's control, honestly, the result never felt in doubt, and it almost felt inevitable. Paolo Banchero, again, he showed the value to the team, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists. Franz Wagner, on a bit of a struggling night, 15 points. Wendell Carter Jr., he scored 22 points, but at times he seemed almost ineffective against the Oklahoma physicality on both ends of the floor. Jalen Suggs was unstoppable from range first half, then went unfortunately very, very cold. He finished with 17 points. Our starting lineup was Markelle Fultz, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero and Wendell Carter Jr. From the bench, the core group that was used was Jonathan Isaac, Gary Harris, Cole Anthony, Morris Wagner and Joe Ingles. And with 2:23 left when the Magic waved the white flag, Goga Bitadze, Anthony Black, Chuma Okeke, Caleb Houston and Jet Howard came in to close the game. Kevon Harris, Trevelyan Queen and Admiral Schofield, our 3 two-way players, were all available. However, none of them dressed. Tonight, you are looking at Markelle Fultz and Gary Harris both being out. Neither is playing on the second night of a back-to-back at this point as part of their injury management plans. Coach Mosley, I would suggest, is likely to bring in Anthony Black at the guard position as his enforced starting option. On to the New York Knicks. Season record of 33 and 21. They've lost the last 3 and are 6 and 4 in the last 10 played. They stand 4th in the East, scoring 114.8 points per game and conceding 109.8, ranked in both offence and defence in the 8th position in the NBA. On the road, the Knicks have been relatively strong, holding a 14 and 13 record. They come in among the league leaders in offensive rebounds. They are 3rd. It sees them 2nd in scoring second chance points. Not excelling in most offensive categories, but the Knicks are very effective at turning their opportunities into points. Defensively, they keep the fouls low and they restrict free throw opportunities. They are very effective in the defence of the paint, and opponents' second chance points are the second fewest in the league. That's obviously down to their rebounding ability, which is exceptional. The team are led by 2 All-Stars, Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. Unfortunately, only one of them is available. Jalen Brunson is averaging 27.5 points per game, shooting 48%, and making 6.5 assists per game. Again, since the Magic last encountered the Knicks, their team has somewhat changed. The Knicks were active at the trade deadline, picking up both Alec Burks, who was a bit of a Magic killer, and Bojan Bogdanovic. They had already acquired OG Anunoby from Toronto on December the 30th. Last time out for the Knicks, they took a road loss to the Houston Rockets, 103-105 on February the 12th. Jalen Brunson led the Knicks with a performance of 27 points and 7 assists. Dante DiVincenzo, he followed that up with 23 points and 4 assists. Josh Hart, a double-double of 17 points and 11 rebounds. From the bench, I think it was... No, sorry. Precious Achiuwa was in the starting lineup. I do apologise. He pulled down 17 balls whilst also recording 8 points and 3 blocks. Bogdan Bogdanovic, he led the bench with 15 points. Their starting unit for that game was Dante DiVincenzo, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Jericho Sims and Precious Achiuwa. From the bench, Bojan Bogdanovic, Alex Burks, Taj Gibson and Miles McBride were the 4 used. They did have a couple of players available who did not play. But other than that, they are injury hit, and this is where we're going to come to tonight. They have 3 significant injury absences and 2 concerns. The biggest loss is probably that of Julius Randle. He's out having a dislocated shoulder. The All-Star had been putting up 24 points on 47% shooting, 5 assists, 9.2 rebounds. That's a hell of a hole to have to refill. OG Anunoby, he's out in 14 games with the Knicks. He'd been averaging 15.6 points, 1.5 assists and 4.6 rebounds, 1.8 steals and 1.1 blocks per game. Again, big loss for this team. Mitchell Robinson, out for the season. Their 2 concerns. Isaiah Hartenstein, he's day-to-day questionable with a hamstring issue. And Dante DiVincenzo also is day-to-day and questionable with a hamstring issue. Sorry, Hartenstein is an Achilles issue. So expect Coach Thibodeau to go with that same starting 5 if he can, if DiVincenzo is past fit. If not, I would guess that Alec Burks is the kind of obvious replacement to move into the starting 5. Head-to-head with the Knicks. 128 regular season games played. The score stands at 126-122 to Orlando. So far this season, been 2 meetings. Game day 31, Orlando showed a really gritty attitude to take a home win, 108-117. Franz and Paolo both had big performances. Jalen Suggs was at his very best both ends of the floor. Julius Randle was the Knicks leader with 38 points. Game day 40. A 98-94 road win for Orlando in New York. A team performance, that one. Grit and determination throughout. The Magic's defence was immaculate in that second game this season for long stretches, and it allowed Orlando to hang around on what was a very difficult shooting night. The Knicks came up empty, however, on 10 of their last 12 possessions from open play, and they also failed to make some key free throws. Orlando now have a 3-game winning streak over the Knicks, and last season was 1-2 to the Knicks. Each regularly take wins against the other, both home and on the road. The last 10 games played, each team has 5 wins across the past 4 seasons. 8 games played in Orlando, and each has 4 wins. So you can see it is extremely close. This is an extremely close battle between these 2 teams. Final thought for tonight: it will be physical. It won't be pretty, and the teams will fight. They will both fight hard for this win. For Orlando, a win tonight would be a huge boost going into All-Star and a great way to bounce back from the disappointment of the loss to the Thunder. To take a win tonight, this young Magic team will have to find a way to meet the mental challenge of winning on a back-to-back. They can't allow themselves to feel sorry, and they have to embrace that they are learning how to win and be successful. And our season record so far is showing that, except where you're talking about back-to-backs. So far this season, on the second night of a back-to-back, we are at 2 wins and 8 losses. It is slightly better than last season, where it was 1 win and 12 losses, but it is an area that we do need to improve on. If you enjoyed this preview, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It does help us do what we do. Share this around, please. More importantly, let's go Magic. Let's get that W going into All-Star. Let's go Magic.